one of the things that really visually comes through, right? When we have the expectations and we have this construct, it oftentimes has been created by um, some would call reality makers in our lives. When we were kids, those were the parents and the families. And yeah, the mom is here. That's why the dogs are going crazy. So I'm sorry for that. Um, so we went from this space of innocence and wonderment and openness to anything to, oh, it has to look a certain way. I have to behave a certain way. How many of us have been told, oh, you're too much or you're not enough? So we start to compensate. When you go to school, there's only one way in how they measure your success. And if it's not in those compartments, it's probably troublesome, right? When we become business owners, same thing. When we become parents, same thing. There's always somebody who seems to be doing better or, oh, in a way that is more right or more acceptable. So we always have something that's outside of us that we're striving for and competing against. And the magic really happens and the mastery really comes from the space when we remember that it's all within us. It just has been covered with layers and layers and layers of stuff don't even fit. It's like wearing all those coats and you're waddling around. It's like, I can't even move. But when you're taking them off and all of a sudden you're standing out there naked, it's uncomfortable. So you want to cover up with something that somebody else has created again because like I'm uncomfortable. And that's where the growth happens. When that's where those breakthroughs happen. When you find your way that even to go back to the fixation on the time and how quickly it needs to happen, or it's fulfilling somebody else's expectations. Because if you remember as a child, and I'm going to use my daughter as an example, we were playing Monopoly. She has no idea and no desire to understand the rules. She just knows that she's collecting the money and she's buying the property and charging the rent, and then off she goes. Literally rolls the dice and off she goes, and everybody else is in charge of moving stuff around. She bankrupts us all. She's just having zero time. And here we are strategizing and it's like, oh my gosh, I need to get this and I need to get this. And she's just in a moment and everything happens. So if we can return for ourselves into this wonderment and just, I'm just gonna have fun and I'm gonna be like a child and people are gonna think I'm crazy, but it's exactly what's gonna propel me in a way that I have been built for this. And for those of you who are in sports analogy, right? Playing by somebody else's rules is like trying to play basketball with lacrosse stick. Or when you look at LeBron James, some would argue the best basketball player. Well, put him on a soccer field. He's done. He's toast. So what we're looking for is really remembering first and foremost who we are, what we desire, what we're calling in, and what is in alignment with our core values, not somebody else's. And when we're visualizing the future, we're simply using it as our North Star. How we get there, we just know we're going to take the next step and the next step and the next step.